Oddity fine! I got a big economic ox, a gin and tonic on the rocks, where angels fear to tread. I say, choose your booze, let's hit the red eye! Think of young Diana Durbin and how she sung on rum and bourbon, or enhance your luncheon hour with a planter's punch and a whiskey sour. If you feel like a wreck, try a horse's neck or a sherry with a cherry in the new finer size. If you don't name your poison, I'll have to get the boys in. The spirit of adventure opens one's eyes.
Mental Gen, welcome back to Beating the Heat by
Andrew Joshua Tellin, Chapter 7.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Alright. The doctor re-entered the library carrying some saddlebags from his house. He set them down and took in the scene. There was now a hole in the roof of the treehouse, and Twilight was nowhere to be seen. There were also some Pegasus feathers lying around the debris from the roof. The doctor frowned and puzzled out his feelings on the matter. Let's see. Insecure about the possibility of another having Twilight Sparkle's attention, some annoyance, remembering I have a house that can go to anywhere in time and space, including black holes and hostile planets with surfaces like hell. The doctor brightened. I'm jealous. That must mean Twilight's broken her promise and is riding some poor male Pegasus to death.
How do you say that so calmly? Like, that... You know what, let's just keep going.
The doctor frowned, stroked his chin thoughtfully. I am jealous. How do jealous ponies respond to this kind of thing? You have to think of what my villains do. Try to threaten the universe to get her attention back on me. Doctor pondered this, while Shiki said, Nah, I doubt that she'd even notice in her nice thing. Bother. Well, I guess to go catch her in the act and make some loud, angry recriminations. Maybe mock her choice companion while secretly wishing to be in her place. He nodded to himself.
Okay.
Yes. Seemed both more reasonable and something his more enthusiastic villains would try. Well, when they had me in their dread fortress of command ship, Doctor thought as he trotted up the stairs. What?
Sorry, I thought it was my turn to speak.
No.
Right.
He frowned, looked around her bedroom. She was nowhere to be found, nor was her captive. Well, bollocks. Here I am feeling jealous when the object of my jealousy isn't even here. The doctor huffed. There was a crack of a ruler from the observatory room above, and a male yelled.
No, no, no! Try again!
The Twilight ordered.
Yes, ma'am!
A terrified Pegasus cried. The doctor trotted up the second flight of stairs and found a rather peculiar, and yet somehow heartening scene. Twilight was still tied up, was bullying a cowering blue Pegasus stallion in front of a chalkboard covered in equations.
I'm sorry, I have no idea how this all works! Yeah.
The Pegasus wailed.
You are an absolute bore! I cannot believe you can't resolve the simple air density equation!
Twilight snarled.
You're a weather pony for Celestia's sake! What's your problem?
Excuse me, the doctor said. He took up the chalk in his teeth and wrote out the solution on the board. He set it down and smiled at the awestruck Twilight and confused stallion. There we go.
Doctor!
Twilight cried, still tied up. She managed to tackle him all the same. Woof! He cried, slamming down onto the floor. He winced. Ow. Jealousy hurts. Good thing to know.
Sorry about that.
Twilight apologized. She scowled over her shoulder at the Pegasus.
You can go now.
Pegasus didn't wait an extra moment as he hobbled down out of the room frantically. Twilight turned back to the doctor with a happy smile.
Sorry, he dropped into my house and I had to find some way to keep my mind off of my heat, so I quizzed him on some basic math. And look, I didn't even remove my bonds.
She said, turning on her back and lifting her bound legs into the air. The doctor nodded appreciatively, but he kept his mind to the task. He seems a tad worn out. The doctor pointed out. Twilight scoffed.
He was like that when he fell in here. Please believe me, Doctor. Intelligence is my chief turn on. Also, heroism. I'm sorry. Intelligence is my chief turn on. Also, heroism, mental agility, and.
And here she actually blushed.
Well, maturity. After all, that stallion immediately thought I was going to make him mount me until I died. As though I have absolutely no standards.
Yes, well, given the current situation, we should probably be forgiving. The doctor said. He patted her on the head and pulled his hoof out of the way as she tried to bite it. Well, I managed to account for all the other ponies, save Rainbow Dash.
That will be difficult.
Twilight said.
But given her personality, she probably went after some Wonderbolts.
Shoots high, doesn't she?
Don't we all?
Twilight asked, batting her eyes at him. The doctor nodded indulgently, despite the tiny suspicion he was feeling at how easily the solution had presented itself. Now, even you can be too paranoid, he chided himself. Now, even... Pardon me. Now, even you can be too paranoid, he chided himself. Door opened and the sound of several ponies and a dragon trotting in echoed throughout the house.
Doctor, I'm back!
Spike called. Perfect timing, Doctor said. Shall we?
Certainly.
Twilight said.
Carry me?
Of course.
Of course!
Of course, the doctor said. He tugged her up onto his back and trotted down the stairs.
Meanwhile...
It's only a brief scene change. It's only outside the door.
Fine, be like that.
I am picky, dammit. Oh, all right. Meanwhile, outside the door on the big fucking ranch. Spike watched the doctor come down the stairs with the bound Twilight Sparkle on his back and looked at Big Mac. The big red stallion was accompanied on either side by Rarity and Fluttershy. Like a boss.
Like a boss.
The former was leaning against Big Mac and nuzzling his neck, with her hair all over the place and her eyes closed. The latter stood nervously against him, as though unable to decide if she wanted to cuddle with the big stallion or not.
Just do it!
Hello, Big Mac, Rarity, and Fluttershy, the doctor said politely.
Hello, Doctor.
Rarity purred.
You'll have to forgive my disheveled state.
Nothing to forgive. You're still as ravishing as ever. The doctor complimented. Twilight ground his ear. The doctor ignored this as Rarity giggled.
Oh, thank you. You know, if I'd met you first in my state, I would have shown how ravishing I really am. Watch it!
Twilight growled again. Rarity stared at them and clapped her hooves together with shiny eyes.
Oh, how wonderful! My dear Twilight, I never thought you'd be so daring. But just look at your outfit. Very seductive. Though not as seductive as I could have made you. Admittedly, I was a bit distracted, but still, if you'd called me...
Twilight stared and smirked.
Well, I imagine I'll need your services later. And if the doctor knows what's good for him, he'll appreciate it, won't he?
Rarity asked. The doctor raised his eyebrows and Rarity waved a hoof.
Oh, come now, darling. I can see it in her eyes. What, the bloodlust?
Spike commented.
You're so cute, Spike.
Twilight said cheerfully. Her eyes narrowed.
Especially when you're quiet.
Spike scowled back.
At least I'm not hamming it up worse than Nightmare Moon! At least I'm not wearing a mustache I can twirl!
Twilight shot back.
Oh, that was one time! One time!
Rarity cleared her throat.
Can we focus on our main problem, please? Overwhelming heat descending upon all of Equestria? I mean, I found a good stallion, but imagine if some unfortunate mares found the wrong stallions.
Rarity's eyes narrowed and her face darkened. Big Mac, Fluttershy, and Spike all took a step back from her. She seemed to twist the very air around her in her fury. Even the doctor was a tad intimidated as Twilight lightly nibbled on his ear.
"His stupid, self-centered, irritating, heartless, tough, thin-skinned, condescending royal pain in the flank, who, if he were to try and lay a hold on me in eye condition, would and soon find my shooting machine shoved so far right up his tight, firm Oh, sorry I'm late.
Applejack called as she burst through the side door. She panted for breath.
I got my back distracted on. Big Macintosh! Yup.
Big Mac said, nodding in greeting to his sister.
Applejack, why do you have a Pegasus tied to your back?
Twilight asked, in a bit of lucidity. Applejack, due to all the looks she received, blushed deeply and lightly kicked at nothing on the floor.
Well, I did try to save me, even though I didn't need any saving, and they
She looked over at the doctor with a firm expression.
Plan B.
The doctor nodded. Right, sounds good to me.
Plan B?
Big Mac asked.
It's like, in case our plan fails. I'm sorry. In case our plan to stop this fails, well,
Spike.
That was Spike talking, wasn't it?
No.
Alright, okay.
Spike did something no pony could do without a hoop and a stick with his fingers. Big Mac raised his eyebrows and looked over at his little sister. Applejack scowled defensively.
Oh, that was meant to be Spike talking. Okay. In case our first plan to stop this.
It's not him, Pete. It's not him talking.
Fine, we'll just go with it. Applejack scowled defensively. Now, Big Mac, you can't shame me. Here's a wonderful and a good stand for what I know and what I know of him, but tried to save me, and he loves my cooking. Should I get it in the Should I get in the family way to know how to keep him from staying? Family way and the family where I know to keep him from staying, and even if he does, I'm gonna put up with it. I help raise that balloon, I can help raise my own fall.
She pointed a hoof at him.
Okay, this is still Applejack. And don't you try to talk me out of it when you might just have two falls on the way, and two minutes right when it happened to be two of my best friends. We both know how to be responsible and the right thing to do, and we'll do it because that's how we'll rest. So don't go on to no speeches. If I have to drag this Colt's fighting to the priest myself, I'll do it. So don't want to hear nothing. Got it? Sorry, I'm not used to speeches that long in Applejack's voice. Yup.
Big Mac said with a nod. Applejack nodded and looked over to the doctor.
So if I don't cut him off, it's like I will talk up a storm.
She confided. Even the unconscious Soarin seemed to stare incredulously at Big Mac. The big red stallion shrugged and chewed on his needle. Well, that's 4 accounted for. The doctor said, Spike?
Pinkie Pie is being recovered by Zecora.
Spike said.
And
And Rainbow Dash is probably where the Wonderbolts are. Canterlot. The doctor replied. So, we'll just have to collect Miss Pie on the way.
Oh, got everything we'll need.
Applejack said.
Food, water, some restraints. I knew you enjoyed that sort of thing.
Rarity squealed.
I have a catalogue we can look through if you'd like. Whips and chains and kinky leather.
Christus, you naughty, naughty girl.
Wrong genre! Wait, what? What?
I'm sorry, wrong franchise. Anyway.
That was a live messed up joke. And now, for your pleasure, we will do it correctly.
No, we're not. We're moving on.
Because
somebody mucked it up.
Fine, be like that.
I will.
It's part of our humor. Shut up.
I will, good sir. I will, good sir.
I will.
Anyway,
And you want to know how... Okay, you know what? I'm done with this.
Perhaps we should move along.
Right here. No, thank you.
Applejack growled.
Focus on the task at hand, Friday. Yes!
Twilight said.
We've got a bit of a journey ahead of us, and we're all going to be distracted enough. No kidding.
Spike muttered.
Yes.
Fluttershy said, tapping her hooves together nervously.
So we just need to focus.
She leaned against Big Mac with a sigh.
Fluttershy.
Big Mac rumbled. But a little Pegasus flashed and looked at the floor.
Sorry.
Well, as I'm always fond of saying, Geronimo! The doctor said, heading for the door.
I thought it was Alonzi.
Well, everyone needs a change every now and again. Meanwhile, back at the fucking side of the ranch. Braeburn sighed as he stared at the blue sky above the openings in the trees. He couldn't help his grin. Well, of course he couldn't. He just got done railing the pink one.
You know, this is one of those days you'll remember forever.
He said philosophically.
The kind burned deep in your memory. Just like the smell of grass. The wind in your mane.
He groaned happily and then looked down.
And the company. I think Daedalus might be broken again.
Pinkie Pie nodded. I wasn't able to talk. Her mouth was a bit full.
This moment brought to you by Mountain Lyra.
Braeburn looked back at the sky with a smile.
I swear, I can even see dark, sexy Pegasus circling overhead.
Pinkie Pie asked.
She swallowed.
She swallowed.
What?
Of course she would.
Ah, you can? Me too. I wonder if it's some kind of omen or hallucination. I think that would be romantic. Hallucinations that are shared, they're much more fun that way. I think, though they could afford to be more colorful.
The hallucinations landed around them. 3 beautiful mares in dark Wonderbolt costumes. Their leader licked her lips.
Braeburn Apple?
She asked.
It's me.
Braeburn said.
Princess Luna requires your presence, among other things.
The Shadowbolt said.
But before we take you to her, we must test your suitability. Suitability? Ew. Oh, sorry, my bad. Suitability? Woo, for what? What kind of suitability?
Pinkie Pie asked cheerfully.
Why, to father her full, of course.
The Shadowbolt said with a smile. Pinkie Pie clapped her hooves together happy.
Hooray! Father her full and... Hey, wait a second!
Pinkie Pie scowled.
He's fathering my foal! Not fair! She should get her own! I'm sorry. It's the princess's orders.
The Shadowbolt said with an evil smirk.
And we want to try him out to see if he'd measure up. So I suggest you get out of the way before we have to hurt you. Hey, ladies, as fat as I am, I do have a filly of my own.
Braeburn said. He saw the glare on Pinkie Pie's face, and recalling how she handled the land croc, he had no desire to see any pony hurt.
It's like, and we don't care.
The Shadowbolt grinned.
So move aside.
Pinkie's mane flattened a bit. A maniac gleam entered her eyes.
She's going full cupcakes. It's like, now that's not nice. Not nice at all.
Not even offering to play a game for him, you big meanies! A game? Now that does sound a bit interesting.
The Shadow Bolt leader purred.
What kind of game did you have in mind?
Piggy Pie grinned, and Braeburn was filled with the familiar feeling of lust, affection, and fear he'd come to associate with the pink pony.
Can you say... Uncle? Uncle?
The Shadow Bolt replied.
No, that's not how you say it.
Piggy Pie giggled ominously. She grinned and then pounced, tackling the Shadow Bolt leader into a tree.
This is how you say it!
Meanwhile, elsewhere down the road beyond the bend around the trees in the middle of the ranch. As you're heading to the big castle on the ranch, the road to Canterlot was going to take a while, so it was a good thing that Applejack brought a cart. Big Mac and Applejack took charge of pulling it while the doctor trotted alongside. Verity and Twilight, the tied-up Soarin, Spike and Fluttershy stayed in the wagon. It should only take us about an hour or two, Doctor said cheerfully. It's good that this road takes us past the Everfree Forest.
Braeburn must sound like crazy to run in there.
Applejack observed.
I thought Pinkie Pie wouldn't follow him in. Yup.
Big Mac said.
He doesn't know Pinkie Pie like we do.
Twilight commented, wriggling a bit in her bonds.
I mean, all he's seen her do is suffer total failure.
All he's seen her do is suffer total failure? Oh!
The Pie War.
I guess you could call that total failure.
Yep.
Yeah, but he did notice she never gave up, right?
Spike pointed out.
Hard not to give up when a hard buffalo nearly run you over.
Applejack said.
Great!
Rarity sighed. She rested her head against Spike's shoulder.
You know, Spike, you really are handling this like a trooper. I'm very impressed.
She nuzzled the dragon's cheek, eliciting a deep, dark blush from Spike.
If you were a pony, I'd be all over you.
Really?
Spike squeaked. Rarity nodded.
Of course, right now I'm taken out from Big Mac, but that doesn't mean it's gone away. Just means it's slow. Slow. Steady burn.
The main unicorn purred next to his ear.
And that can be just as fun, can't it?
Whore! Whore! She's a whore.
Alright. Sure.
Spike trebled.
You know that problem with you not being a pony? I'm quite certain Twilight could solve it.
Rarity said, resting her chin on her hoof thoughtfully.
Just a guess. She did turn me into a Pegasus for a time. Remember that? Yeah, pretty wings.
Spike said dully.
Oh, they were, weren't they?
Rarity said with a smile.
I'm quite sure even in her state she could pull it off. Don't you?
I'm pretty sure...
It's like, oh, that's Twilight.
I'm pretty sure I could, Spike.
Twilight said thoughtfully.
I mean, if I was free, that is.
Spike almost made to untie Twilight before Fluttershy coughed.
Excuse me,
Fluttershy said.
but doesn't your magic come from your horn?
Spike froze. Twilight gave her assistant a smile.
Spike, please. I did promise not to break out of these. Please?
Rarity begged, nuzzling the base of Spike's tail.
Ah!
Spike jumped.
I think I'll walk.
He jumped out of the wagon and jogged quickly till he matched Big Mac's stride. He shivered.
She's...
Yup.
Open-minded. Big Mac confirmed with a little smile. Twilight, an addendum. No getting anyone else to free you. You cannot be freed unless Plan A fails. That is the agreement, the doctor called. Twilight pouted.
How fine.
Doctor switched to a canter and caught up with Big Mac, Spike, and Applejack. Chestnut Brown Stallion sighed and shook his head.
Why doesn't Spike just ride one of them? Oh well.
Amazing how insidious they can be. isn't it? He said with a grin.
You say that like it's a good thing.
Spike grumbled. The doctor's grin grew. I just appreciate certain things in my mares. Nothing more. He lowered his voice. Besides, I'd be more suspicious if she wasn't trying something, wouldn't you? Spike thought about it and reluctantly nodded.
Yeah, you're right.
Yup.
Big Mac confirmed. There was silence for a time before somebody broke it.
So, twat. That spell turned Spike into a pony. What kind of pony am I talking about here? Big, slim, thick. Applejack! Just asking.
Meanwhile, back in somewhere in the ranch where the dark shadow bolts are actually working and all that jazz for whatever. They're working at the ranch. Big ass motherfucking ranch somewhere on it. They're not being quite perfectly specific. Mm-hmm. Nightshade had been incredibly excited at the prospect of working directly for Princess Luna as a shadow bolt. Sure, her going Nightmare Moon and nearly ending the world had been scary, but the Pegasus couldn't help but appreciate the pizzazz and style of the fallen alicorn had put into the apocalypse. Good point. Besides, meeting her in person had always been truly, epically thrilling, especially right after she'd failed to make the cut for the Wonderbolts due to her not being just quite fast enough.
Well, not quite fast enough for daylight work. Thou hast speed enough to work out for the work of the night,
she told her.
Pardon?
Had been Nightshade's less than intelligent response, to which the princess had flat out face-hoofed. In fairness, though, Nightshade's ears had been plugged from the rapid altitude shifts during the last course of the test track. And Princess Luna was very forgiving of a bad first impression. Along with a few other Pegasi, mostly female, they were put through an intense training program that lasted several weeks. Had included such strenuous things as having to fly through the Wheel of Death, packed with flamethrowers and chainsaws, being shot out of a cannon, and having to hit a very small target a mile away, and not make any sounds while dressed in a suit made of bells. Frankly, joining the Wonderbolts would have been easier.
Oh, it would have.
Still, Nightshade managed to pass, and she proudly earned her Shadowbolt uniform in a nice, quiet ceremony held by Princess Luna, her hoof maiden, and the guy who had shot them out of the cannon.
Reference to progress. Andrew Joshua's telling his other story.
The last guy had even been on fire during the ceremony, which had added a strange personal touch to the whole thing. It sucked he was dating the princess's hoof maiden. It really did.
What? He's awesome.
After that, they'd been sent out on all kinds of different missions. Reconnaissance of Wolfenstein castles, monitoring stallion guards, Balefile, and rocket installations. What? You have a problem with communists, damn it? Tracking Nick's cultist movements in the Everfree Forest and other areas. Other areas of strong magical discontinuity and supporting pirate interdiction missions over the Poseidon Straits. All of this was incredibly, fantastically fun, though the Nyx cultist missions always brought up the most controversy, especially when the conspiracy theory hour came up on the Everfree radio. But nothing could compare to a current assignment. Go out and ride the most eligible bachelors in all of Equestria for her princess. Nightshade felt that this was the best mission ever.
Or at least it would be until you ran into Pinkie Pie.
And she wouldn't let some crazy pink pony deny her the chance to ride an apple stallion. They were the stallion's mares dreamed of.
Yeah!
She cried, kicking the pink pony off her. Pinkie Pie rolled like a bowling ball, slamming into Nightshade's partner, Velvet. She was slammed into another tree, and the ball popped back into Pinkie Pie. The pink pony was looking almost manic now, and grinned darkly.
Granny Pie always said to share, so I guess I'm gonna be a bad filly.
Pinkie Pie laughed. She went into a cartwheel, and Nightshade flipped her wings to boost her jump. She glided over the kicks and landed in front of Velvet. She stuck her tongue out.
I'm better at being bad than you could ever be!
Nightshade cried. Pinkie Pie held up her right hoof, turned it facing her shoulder, and cocked it twice. The meaning was clear, and Nightshade charged. Pinkie Pie charged back. Their gazes locked. They got closer, closer. Then Pinkie Pie dropped down to the right and stuck her hooves out. Nightshade's eyes widened as she tried to jump out of the way, but one leg caught on Pinkie Pie's hooves and sent her tumbling into a low-hanging branch.
Gah!
She cried. She spun around the branch, growled down at Pinkie Pie.
That's it! You're going down, you bubble-headed twit! Hey, I happen to love bubbles in my head!
Pinkie snarled back.
They make me feel giggly when they... Oh!
Nightshade pounced as Pinkie Pie was talking, slamming her to the ground. Pinkie Pie gaped at her.
Hey! I was talking!
Pinkie Pie kicked her in the chest with both hind hooves. Nightshade twisted just out of the way. She redirected most of the force of the blow that way, and slammed down her back some distance away.
Banzai!
Nightshade rolled out of the way, and Pinkie Pie tried to deliver the pony's elbow to Nightshade's chest. Nightshade swung around to the right, clocking Pinkie Pie on the right side. That Pinkie Pie swung away and slammed to the ground, taking a mouthful of dirt.
You! You!
Pinkie Pie snarled.
You big meanie head! Pink twit!
Nightshade snarled back.
I've got my orders, you little brat! Stop interfering!
Oh my god.
I don't care if Lauren Faust herself told you to hunt the brains out! He's mine!
I should maybe do that again.
Pinkie Pie.
I have to say that again.
I don't care if Lauren Faust herself told you to hunt his brains out! He's mine! Mine!
Pinkie Pie bellowed.
Remember this moment. Pinkie Pie acknowledged God.
Ladies,
Called Braeburn.
as much as I'm enjoying this,
Nightshade and Pinkie Pie turned to look. During their struggle, the third Shadowbolt had trussed Braeburn up in leather strips and was holding a whip in her teeth. Braeburn's brow was covered in sweat.
Natrix!
Natrix.
Natrix!
Oh, I get it! Nightshade scolded her. The third Shadowbolt huffed unrepentantly.
I never got used to these things in regular life.
Wait. Yeah, this is Natrix, right?
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I never got used to these in regular life, and now I get the chance to get paid for it. So I'm gonna do it!
Pegasus growled, narrowing her crimson eyes.
And I don't care how you feel about it, Lieutenant. I'm going to be busy for a while, so you two can just blow off. What? But I wanted to do the fun leather time games with Braeburn. Me too.
Nightshade cried. The two looked at each other oddly.
Really? You like that kind of stuff?
Pinkie Pie asked.
Well, it's more of a hobby than anything else. I don't even have a saw person.
Oh, I get it. Nightshade admitted.
Woo! I do! I usually make it for making piñatas for parties, but I'm totally sure it can work the other way too.
Pinkie Pie said brightly.
We can make a party out of it. Really?
Nightshade asked, rubbing her chin thoughtfully.
Sure. Hey, Natrix, want to come to our leather Hey!
I'm sorry, I need some water.
Sure. Hey, Natrix, want to come to our leather fun time party?
Pinkie Pie asked cheerfully.
Whips and chains and kinky leather. Quistis, you dirty chick.
What?
Oops, sorry. Wrong show.
Franchise.
Hey, it was from a review of the game.
It's
done
not
by
a
Spoof.
show, it's a game! It's a franchise!
But the show was Spoonies. I am technically right.
Well, at least I get the Natrix thing.
You know what? Fuck it.
And I'm not sharing.
Just like, want to come to our leather phone time party?
Piggy Pie asked cheerfully.
No!
Piggy Pie seemed to freeze.
I'm sorry. What was that? I don't want to go to your dumb party because I'm going to have a party with Braeburn here. All by myself.
The Shadowbolt said.
Natrix? That's just plain selfish. Not to mention it's against our orders.
Nightshade growled.
Think of poor Velvet over there. Captain, why are there 4 of you?
The Dazed Shadowbolt asked.
I mean, we're in this together.
Nightshade said.
From my perspective, it's every man for herself.
Natrix said with a smirk.
What are you gonna do about it, huh?
Piggy Pie and Nightshade looked at each other once more. Nightshade noticed Piggy Pie's hair becoming much flatter, and her eyes were narrowed.
No party and no sharing makes...
No sharing of fun. Okay.
No party and no sharing of fun makes Pinkie Pie mad!
She growled.
You want to have a party, right?
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
All work and no play makes... actually, all play and no work makes Pinky a dull mare.
Right.
I think Nightshade said with a nervous smile. The pink pony seemed more menacing now than she'd ever been while they were fighting.
Me too.
Pinkie Pie said.
And every meanie who refuses to have a party with Pinkie Pie is in need of a serious attitude readjustment.
Says the mayor of the Ministry of Fun. She held out her hoof.
Partners?
Nightshade slowly nodded and bumped her hoof into Pinkie's.
Partners. Well then, tally ho for sexy cakes!
Pinkie Pie cried as she charged into battle.
For Nookie!
Nightshade cried as she joined Pinkie. Velvet threw up from her dizziness and then passed out, which didn't really contribute to anything to the charge. Braeburn, for the most part, was wondering when his life had turned into a dear stable house letter.
That concludes Chapter 7. Author's note at the bottom.
This version of the story has been extensively edited and slimmed down to a better read from the fanfiction.net version.
Okay.
Hope you appreciate it.
Well, that concludes Chapter 7. And yeah, we certainly enjoyed that one. We hope you did. And good night.
Good night and good luck, ladies and gentlemen.